We are live for episode 24 of SWA. We'll do it live.
We're live, pal.
Jamming to some iconics in honor of E being here right at the start.
Yep. The inspiration with two eyes, I believe they're going by now.
Yeah. Suppose once you have the two eyes gimmick, you've got to kind of stick with it. All right, I'll assume that audio levels are good for those that are here. If not, let us know. I can go up, I can go down. But we're going to get this thing
Go left, go right.
started. Get right into it. Up there. Let me know if that's any better, Nana. That's my audio. See about with Doc.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't talking.
Menu music is loud. People have requested that the music get turned up for the entrances. They're not mixed well. The menu music is way louder than the entrance music, but they're both on the same slider, so should be mixed a little bit better once it actually gets out of a menu. But yeah, we're kicking things off tonight. Singles action. Matthew the Bullet Quinn taking on El Puma. First time we've seen Puma since his big win at our last pay-per-view, taking down former ally, former Fuerza Mayor member Domingo Cervantes.
Yeah, real, sort of dramatic breakup with those two. But Puma, seems like he feels himself. Seems like he's happy with his place after big win over the former champ Domingo Cervantes. So we have not heard from as yet. It's still early, I guess, but
yeah, important to note, that match at the pay-per-view was a mask versus mask match. And Cervantes lost, and, the stipulation there is that the next time he is seen, and, for the future, he is not allowed to be masked. So, do we think is he kind of hiding out? Is it embarrassment? We haven't seen him yet since that happened, so curious circumstances.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be. I heard rumors that his residence in wherever it was he was living most recently was kind of empty. Maybe he decided to kind of take a break, get away, and rethink some things after losing to Puma in what was maybe a bit of a surprise. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's not a stretch to say that I think he was the favorite in that match, and really the antics of Puma over the weeks leading up to that, I think, got in his head. And I heard the same report that his home was found abandoned, and we hope the best for him, but want to see him back in the SWA. Just it'll be a different Domingo with no mask. It looks like we got a different El Puma tonight too.
Yeah, debuting a new look here. Puma really a bit flashier than we've seen him in the past here.
He's got the pyro going. It looks like he's dumped the purple and black, the Fuerza Mayor coloring. Wonder if that was a intentional further distinction from his time with that team. The sort of rough going they had new season, new Puma, I guess.
Yeah, really kind of reinventing himself after that win. I think maybe this is a statement about the sort of changed Puma that we're going to see here going forward. I'm curious to see what it means for this match.
Yeah, he's got a solid opponent here tonight in Matthew Quinn. We haven't seen a lot of Matthew, but has been positive on the singles side, 2-1 for Quinn. Puma sits at 4-4. Puma just busting out all the pyro tonight.
Yeah, really went all out for this new entrance, making a statement about himself.
We're about to get underway here. Yeah, as I was mentioning, Puma sits 15th in the power rankings at 4-4. Matthew Quinn is at 22nd at 2-1. Really, we just haven't seen a lot of Matthew Quinn. What we've seen's been pretty good. Puma has been up and down, but as we mentioned, it could be off to a good start for this season for him. That pay-per-view win was a huge one. So he kind of works his way in control of that exchange, and a nice takedown there.
Olympic slam starting off hot after a bit of chain wrestling. Puma looking aggressive here early. I think you're right. He's looking to build on that momentum. Getting a win over Cervantes was definitely and a stiff kick. The win over Cervantes was definitely a surprise. I think most people had picked Cervantes to win that match. Puma, I think probably, and a stiff shot, dropping him to the floor.
Yeah, to the outside and really surveying the damage here is Puma.
Yeah. Puma, I think, has talked about in the past, a lot of people discount him and underestimate him and that sort of thing. But I think that match in particular was one where he was very proud of the outcome, and maybe we're seeing a new Puma here kind of revitalized by that outcome against Cervantes.
Yeah, we've seen him have the kind of the highest of highs. He was our Rumble winner last year. And then we've also seen him go through some really rough stretches here and there. So, we talk a lot about how important momentum is to a wrestler in the SWA, and a big win over Cervantes, kind of ending the feud that was between those former allies.
And the Gamangiri here.
Could be the start of something really big for Puma. Nice combination there. Going right into the pin. 1, 2, and Quinn's out. Looked like it was over.
Quite be enough. Yeah, that Gamangiri really rocked him. Puma going up top, looking for something special here.
Might be looking to bust out the Moonstomp. Got all of it.
Just right in the gut, knocked the wind out of you. And Matthew Quinn
has not moved. 1, 2, and 3. El Puma, that combination, when he wins, that's the one he uses. It's the same thing he used against Domingo Cervantes. That Gamangiri, cartwheel, the athleticism, and then the Moonstomp adding on, puts away Matthew Quinn.
You see there, it was a close kick out from the Gamangiri and the cartwheel moonsault, but that Moonstomp to cap it off. Say good night. And Matthew Quinn falls to 500, 2-2.
Yeah, back to 500, and Puma jumps ahead of it once again. Moving up to 5-4. Big win for him, and exciting times if you're an El Puma fan. We're still, like I mentioned before, concerned and also looking forward to what we're going to see out of Domingo Cervantes. We've seen that match have ramifications for Puma. We know that the next time we see Cervantes, he will be unmasked. But what else does that mean for Domingo in the SWA?
That all remains to be seen. Strong win from El Puma to start off the night, and he's looking like a changed man.
Next up, we got a couple of cruiserweights. Two individuals who both come in at 5'6". Two of our shorter competitors, but the weight difference, even within the cruiserweight class, it never fails to amaze me talking about the weight differences when Sangres is in a match. We're talking about 70 pounds difference between Balor and Sangres, and they are both cruiserweights.
Yeah, a couple of little guys, but one very little. I think this is really a case of kind of, your physical build here really making a huge difference. Packing on a lot of muscle versus being a really, really lean build and relying on sort of quickness.
Sangres has, really spent a lot of his early career feuding with, at the time, SWA World Champion, and then even following that, Warren Windham. And has been trying to get things going, maybe working towards a title opportunity. Perhaps he was in our Golden Trial tournament, had a great showing there, 2-1, came up just short, as that those divisions had the table ran on both sides. But a good showing for Sangres. He's sitting at 6-4, 9th in the power rankings right now. Has made his way into the top 10.
Yeah, and that's through sort of steady, consistent performance. He's been the kind of guy who I think it's easy to count out because he's small and he hasn't gotten those big flashy wins. But he's consistently put in work, and he's one of those guys that you just can't ever count out. I mean, even in that Iron Man match against Warren Windham, it was not as one-sided as you might have expected going in. I mean, he put up a fight. He did not win that match, but he really, really gave it his all, and it showed what kind of competitor he is. And I think against some lesser competition, that's a real threat. And so I think people tend to underestimate Sangres, and he's going to be one that people have been sleeping on for too long now.
On the other side, for AJ Balor, it's 2-3 so far in singles action. He's also had a win or two on the tag team side of things. Something that Sangres cannot say. His tag team with Eddie Vortex, Barefoot Buddies, has been unsuccessful thus far, 0-2. So Sangres perhaps the better singles wrestler in terms of the record, as he's going to work on the chest of AJ Balor with those kicks.
Right to the C kicks here.
Oh,
right to the dome.
Balor, and as Balor staggering to his feet, Sangres has cruel intentions here. Crimson knee coming up and got all of it.
Boy, did he drop like a rock
right
there.
Into the cover. 1, 2, and 3. Sangres has already won this match.
What did I tell you about underestimating Sangres? I mean, dude's a threat. You have to be ready. He's small, but he's clever. He's fast.
Someone
he's precise with those kicks
on the clocks, because that was a quick match, contending perhaps for the fastest record in SWA history. Definitely took longer than the entrances, and most of that time was just spent Sangres kicking the hell out of the chest of AJ Balor.
Indeed. A few kicks to the chest, one kick to the head, a knee to the head, and he's toast.
Dangerous lower body for Sangres. The legs once again coming up clutch for him. Moves to 7-4 and makes absolute quick work of AJ Balor. What a showing for Sangres, who's looking to continue moving up the power rankings and put himself in a better position to contend in the near future. Hardly got any discussion in on that one. It ended so quickly. That Crimson knee put an end to it. Next up, we should have an interesting one. Last week, we saw the debut of Bobby Plaster. He came in touting himself as the greatest ever. Called himself a lion. He got put up against the Lion King, Nathan Bogard. And Bobby Plaster handled his business, getting a win in his debut. Since then, the ever boisterous Plaster has gone on to proclaim himself essentially already the king of the SWA, and Yasuke Bozeman and New Era took a little bit of offense to that. Bobby Plaster feels pretty confident in himself. He's going 1-on-2 tonight. Handicap match.
Yeah, he's either really brave or really dumb, and I can't tell you which it is just yet. It's a little too soon to call, but he certainly believes in himself, like you said.
And wasting no time, feel how you wish about Plaster, but I can respect, his respect of the viewer's time here. He is quick to the ring, ready to go. Let's get this thing underway. Ring the bell. Bobby Plaster is ready to fight, and I'm told that he is now going by. We mentioned last week that his their greatest ever nickname is self-proclaimed. He's added on to that. It's now the undefeated Bobby, the greatest ever Plaster. Once again, those are all self-proclaimed.
I mean, technically he is undefeated, so he's not wrong, but it's very technically speaking because it's one match. So, you might say he's getting ahead of himself a bit, but I suppose you got to start somewhere.
For the Ace and Bozeman, it is a 1-on-2 match. This is not a tornado style match. They will be working as a team, only one active man at a time. First pinfall wins for either side. This is also not an elimination style match like we saw Sangres partake in at Two Night Stand when he went up against the Beast and the Boulder. So first pinfall wins. Bobby Plaster can take down a team here if he is able to pin or submit either one. Same goes for the other side. It just takes one. Once someone is pinned or submitted, this match will end 2-on-1. Ref calls for the bell and we're underway. Bozeman versus Plaster. That's how we'll start it.
And a good start for Plaster here. Getting some offense in the corner, which is a notoriously dangerous place, as we're seeing right in front of us here. Here in the SWA, corner offense is always risky.
Yeah, we need the statisticians in the league on this, because I'd wager to say that the person using the offense in the corner is more often unsuccessful. But Bobby Plaster is effectively using that corner so far.
Yeah, he's really feeling that little leaping lariat.
He's using it to take himself a little rest.
Yeah, and maybe play a little mind games with New Era here. Speaking of New Era, these guys, this is an interesting matchup for them. Obviously, we saw them take some offense to Plaster's his bluster and his cockiness, his brashness. These guys are a team, very much so, and so I feel like being forced to tag and all of that will not hurt them particularly. But and I thought Bozeman was going for a power bomb there, but
Plaster finds a way out of it. Bobby Plaster looking pretty good here against the SK Bozeman.
Yeah, he's derailed my train of thought because I was going to talk about how great New Era is, but this match is all Plaster so far.
Yeah, New Era is 3-0. They're an undefeated tag team. They've come on pretty good. Nice shot there from the Ace. Ref didn't catch that one.
Yeah, snuck it in.
Helped out Bozeman, and now Bozeman connects in the corner.
Maybe looking for a little something extra here.
Oh, drops the leg, going all the way over the top to the outside.
Yeah, a little guillotine leg drop. Now he climbs back in, but
look out for Bobby Plaster if New Era can get some momentum going, because Bobby Plaster's out there on his own. The SK Bozeman can tag in the Ace here if he could ever get to him. Plaster fighting out of the corner effectively, and take a breather, whereas Plaster's got to stay out there.
Oh, look at that! Had it scouted.
Yeah,
fool me once, shame on you.
Not the charm there.
Yeah, fool me 4 times, shame on me. The SK Bozeman gets out of the way and does indeed tag. And like you mentioned, Bobby Plaster here, no rest for the weary. He's stuck in there the entire time.
Ace working on the left leg here. Ace, obviously the fresh man. Individually for these two so far, Bozeman 5 and 6. It's 17th in the power rankings as the ace finds nobody home in the corner. The ace started off a lot better, has fallen off in singles action a bit, 4 and 7. But yeah, as I mentioned, 3 and 0. They've really come into their own as a tag team here. And we would expect them to handle Bobby Plaster here as he goes for a cover, gets no count though. The ace is out of that easily.
Yeah, a little interesting offense, but not enough to take down the ace.
Nice counter by the ace, though.
Again, Plaster asserting some dominance with a little reversal and a big DDT. Swinging the leg like that, got a little extra snap on it as you drop him on their head. Oh, disrespectful.
Solid elbow drop, though, from Bobby Plaster. And he is feeling himself in this handicap match.
Boy, this guy is not looking to make any friends in the locker room, it seems. Going to be talking this kind of mess.
Well, if you consider yourself the greatest ever, the only path is upward. And Bobby Plaster certainly does.
And a snap suplex, too. Ace looking to crawl to the ropes maybe, but doesn't get there. Instead reverses out of a little maneuver on the part of Plaster.
Ref almost got in the way there. Plaster fighting out of the corner once more. The corner has really been Plaster's friend, both offensively and defensively so far.
Yeah, he's really managed to control the tags.
Ooh, and a nice counter by the ace.
We talk a lot in tag team matches as we see a nice little fisherman's, Michinoku driver or whatever that was there, but we see a lot in tag team matches, with 2-on-2, you talk about trying to cut the ring in half, prevent your opponents from tagging, keep it in your corner, all that kind of stuff. Plaster has done a really good job of cutting off tags and fighting out of the corner, preventing any tandem offense and really making these guys work one-on-one and kind of level the playing field here. As Ace, again, has that corner attack scouted.
Yeah, Plaster's really going to have to vary his offense here. It's 5th or 6th time we've seen him utilize that move, and, all of us can see it coming at this point. Ace makes the tag. Bozeman, now the live man. Hurricane Rana out to a power bomb.
Speaking of tandem offense,
and Bozeman going for the cover. Have they put him away? No, 2 count. Plaster's out.
Not enough.
They might have effectively used each other there to put him away. What a punch from Plaster, though.
Yeah, a little corkscrew, and Bozeman rolls all the way out of the ring.
He's right back in, but yeah, takes the opportunity to get out of the way, and then takes the opportunity to get out of the way of the most telegraphed move in the business right now.
I think Bozeman here looking to take his time, maybe make a meal out of this. Get in a few extra shots before he goes for the pin.
Looking for the cover here. 2 count once more. Plaster's out. Bozeman might have taken the most offense to the antics of Plaster.
Uh-oh.
Wouldn't be surprised if he had a little extra to give, but Bobby Plaster with a nice counter. Oh! Dumped him on his head.
What's he thinking here? Got something in mind.
Oh!
And the Plaster Blaster.
Bobby Plaster is rolling right now, going right into the cover. Has he finished it off? No, the ace breaks it up by taking out the ref.
And that's the difference in this match, right?
Bobby Plaster
is
letting him know about it.
That's the difference in this match right here. The tag. That is...
what in the hell is Bobby Plaster up to? The core strength of Bobby Plaster.
That was just a bit showboating there, I guess. I mean, and a pop-up Meteora dropping Plaster to his back.
Oh, and Plaster with a roll-up. He's got Bozeman. Oh, 2 count. Bozeman out. The ace was about to break that one up, too.
Awful slow getting in the ring, though. That's crispy. Oh, and an impaler DDT by Bozeman.
Busted Plaster open. Bozeman for the cover. 1-2, and Plaster's out once more.
What's Bozeman thinking here? He's looking at him, seeing red.
Oh,
There it is.
the dragon twist cutter from Yasuke Bozeman. 1, 2, and no. Kicked out once more.
And a tag going to bring in the ace to finish the job here.
As surprising as I am at myself for saying that, I think Bobby Plaster is winning some fans over tonight.
He really is. He's showing a lot of heart here, I got to say. This is honestly reminiscent of, Yasuke Bozeman, who you'll remember was originally slated to be in our first Path to Glory match, and then had a banger of a match with Benjamin Goldenberg, who was slated to be in the chamber match for the title at Countdown last season. As Plaster goes for a pin on the ropes, and Ace says, no, sir.
Can't say I blame him trying to even the odds with a little dirty pin there, but
yeah, I mean, you need something. But yeah, this performance by Plaster really reminded me of Bozeman in that match, who showed a lot of heart and really fought tooth and nail and refused to give in and pulled out a win. It was really impressive.
Plaster has taken a beating so far, and it's about to get worse.
Oh!
Event Horizon from the Ace. 1, 2, and 3. New Era finally puts down Bobby Plaster.
It took a lot more work than they think it should have, and New Era gonna have some questions to answer between themselves.
Took a beating, kept on going for a bit, but they finally dispel of Bobby Plaster. New Era gets the win. A great showing from Bobby, though. Really forced all that they had out of New Era there. He took really the best of both there with the Dragon Twist Cutter, the Event Horizon, finally taking Bobby Plaster down.
Yeah, just impressive work. That did not feel like a handicap match, if I dare say so myself.
No, Plaster really almost evened the odds there. Pretty smart work for the most part, but 2-on-1 is often just too much, overwhelming, and that we really saw that here tonight. Plaster almost finished it off, hitting that Plaster Blaster on Yasuke Bozeman. The Ace broke it up. That could have been the end of the match.
It really looked like it might be there for a moment, and he managed to fight his way out.
As we move right along, we look at another tag team who's been on the side, or the positive side, of one of those handicap matches. The Beast and the Boulder, who took down Sangres at 2-Night Stand, and as a team sit 1-1 in tag team action. They'll take on Fallen Gods, who in tag team so far are 1-0. Won their debut match. Said, let's make this thing official. SWA represented them at Countdown in the tag elimination chamber. Came up short in that one, but he and Benjamin Goldenberg will look to take down the Beast and the Boulder. Maybe improve to 2-0 here, whereas the Beast and the Boulder will look to go to 2-1.
Introducing first, from Kona, Hawaii, weighing in at 380 pounds, the Superstar.
Beast and the Boulder going to enter separate here. We'll take a look at them separately. Tupuola 5-6 in singles action, sits 18th in the power rankings. It has been a pretty hefty fall for him. He was in the finals of our inaugural tournament to crown our inaugural champ against Warren Windham. He lost that match, but came out of the tournament 4-1. Now you can do the math on that. In that time since, he is 1-5 in singles action. Been tough going for the Boulder since the tournament.
Yeah, real sharp downturn for the Boulder here. One of our stronger competitors early on, and not so much lately.
Goes to show just how quickly that can happen. Going from the top down, moving quickly down the power rankings. It can happen in an instant. For the Beast, Calvin Abueva 7-5. He sits 11th in the power rankings. He's also had title opportunities. Was our Path to Glory winner in season 1. Ended up losing that in the Rumble to what eventually was Al Sebastian after a 2-person elimination. The Beast later got a title shot anyway due to the merits of his singles performances and was dispelled by Domingo Cervantes. But he's had really good highs and hasn't been half bad in the tag team side of things either. We'll see what he and the Boulder have tonight in store for the Fallen Gods. Tonight we'll have our first look at Fallen Gods in an official capacity. As I mentioned, they sort of worked together in a match, and then it went so well they decided to make it official and stick with it. And we'll see how that works out for them as we move forward. They took down Deadfire back on episode 22 just before Countdown. So a solid win over a veteran tag team. Now they face the Beast and the Boulder, who have a couple of matches under their belt as well. Calvin Abueva milking every bit of entrance time that he possibly could as we prepare for this match.
You know, he tends to do that. I don't know. I guess he hasn't gotten enough heat with the boys backstage on it, but... And we are halfway through.
And their opponent, at a combined weight of 604 pounds, the Samoan and Benjamin Goldman.
604, that's split up 319 for Savea, 285 for Goldenberg, 6'4" and 6'5" respectively. Couple of heavyweights here against a heavyweight and a super heavyweight in the Boulder. Interestingly enough, there's 6'4", 6'5" on one side. We've got a couple of 6'10" superstars on the other side. Very similar height distribution among these teams, although there is a 90-pound difference between the Beast and the Boulder on the other side.
Yeah, it's interesting. You mentioned the size of the smaller team, I suppose. There are a couple of guys that in normal circumstances are very large men, but I think their opponents are towering over them, as we see here early on in this match.
Yeah, it really evens out the size when you've got heavyweights and above in a 4-person match here. A lot of weight in the ring.
Yeah, and being 6'5", like, you're a big guy, but like when someone's 6'10" standing across from you, you suddenly don't feel so tall anymore. Question, of course, is can Boulder and the Beast really leverage that size difference to their advantage? Because I think Savea in particular is one of those sort of surprising athletes. He's very quick, very powerful, fast for his size and that kind of stuff that can be dangerous if you're not careful.
Yeah, and an interesting point for Savea as he gets a nice clothesline there. He's going to tag in Benjamin Goldenberg. He was going up against the Boulder there for a bit. Savea has actually worked in a tag team with the Boulder twice before they went 1-1, much like Savea has done here with Goldenberg as they've started 1-0. He holds the distinction currently as the only SWA superstar to have wins with multiple tag teams.
Yeah, that's an interesting testament to his, I was going to say skills as a tag wrestler, as a partner, but, maybe more importantly, what kind of teammate he is. Maybe he's really good to work with. I don't know. I'm not sure what ended the partnership of Savea and the Boulder. Maybe he just liked tagging with Goldenberg more, but it is an interesting point.
Oh my goodness.
a reverse suplex over the top rope onto the floor, and I think he caught a little bit of the table.
Yeah, I think he did, and that's 380 pounds that Savea just lifted over the rope and to the outside.
That was some extreme violence out of nowhere. I was talking earlier about the surprising power of Savea, and there you see it on display. Incredible stuff, but Boulder's hot now. He is not happy with that.
Ooh, strong rising knee there on Goldenberg, but Goldenberg trying to get back in it. Gets a shot in, but then he's clotheslined down to the mat. Slammed into the announce table. And a DDT on the outside from Benjamin Goldenberg.
Doing some posing there. Shout out to superstar Billy Graham.
Still can't get over that insane Savea offense from the apron. Once again, that's a super heavyweight in the Boulder, 380 pounds. He's our second heaviest superstar on the roster. And he was dumped over the top like it was nothing.
Oh, and a big chop there. Today with a headbutt as well. And this one getting pretty intense here on the outside. Like I said, I said Savea earlier. I meant the Boulder. Boulder getting heated and fired up.
Oh,
Goldenberg attempting to return in kind, but not doing so well here. He's eating a number.
Boulder with a trio of clotheslines on Goldenberg.
Yeah, eating a bunch of those and a stiff right.
Oh,
And there's that reverse power slam. Signature work by the Boulder. Goldenberg looking in trouble here.
nice counter though, takes the Boulder off of his feet. I might have went for a tag there if I was Benjamin Goldenberg, but he's got more dangerous thoughts. No! Countered by Boulder out of... Looked like he was going to go for the powerbomb there. Great reversal by the Boulder. Gets himself some breathing room and is back in charge of this one. Launching Benjamin over the top rope and to the outside.
Yeah, maybe a little payback for what his teammate put him through. Boulder, you'll see, I mean, he hasn't needed to tag out because he's controlling the pace here, but I don't think he wants to either. I think he's really mad. I think he wants to, hurt someone.
Boulder had to throw Goldenberg back in, and he used that opportunity to dive and tag his partner, Savea, who is coming in hot.
House of Fire right now.
Catches the brunt of the super heavyweight in the corner, though, and now the Boulder has cruel intentions. Looking for that cradle lift. Samoa drop incoming. Oh. Rolls him over right into the cover.
Ref takes the long way around.
And Goldenberg was down on the outside, but Savea kicks out at 2. Barely saves this match.
Goldenberg eats a straight right for his troubles, just trying to help his teammate.
Oh, no.
Are we going for it again?
Bad news for Savea. He's up in that position once more. And the ref has told Benjamin Goldenberg to stay out of this one. Now the cover from the Boulder. Can Savea get out again? Yes, he kicked out once more. And the Boulder has had enough.
Savea came to play tonight. My goodness.
The Island God fights on, surprisingly. He took 2 of those from the Boulder.
Yeah, he came with the intense offense early on. Came in like a house of fire after a tag by Goldenberg, and he's kicked out of 2 cradle lift Samoan drops. I don't know what more you could ask for. Like, Savea clearly is determined to win this match, and he's not going to let anything stop him.
He's about to be on the wrong side of a big back body drop.
That's a long way down from a couple of 6'10" fellas.
Oh, what a stomp there.
Yeah, just stiff kick, but ends up flat on his back again. Boy, we
with a
haven't seen
nice reversal.
this kind of fire from Tupuola in a while. I'm really impressed with kind of what's been awoken in him, but he hasn't been able to get it done yet. Meanwhile, Savea here sizing up his prey. What's he thinking?
When he's got it locked in from behind, looking for the coquina clutch. He's down on the mat. Got it locked in tight.
Is he going to tap?
Can the boulder get out of this?
Trying to wiggle out. Can he do it? Can he get out?
Oh,
and
I
he
think
releases
Savea
it.
lets him out. Not done with his prey here.
You know, we were talking earlier about how these two, as Savea goes for the pin,
Bold choice, letting him out of the submission and then going for the pin.
Oh, and
Goldenberg got a piece of the ref there.
Yeah, just a shoulder tackle to the ref. You know, we mentioned another stomp.
A big foot there from Savea.
Savea just unloading. My goodness, I can't even get in what I was trying to say. We talked about how these two had tagged at one point, and I wondered maybe what caused them to break up. Maybe there's some animosity here that we're seeing Savea take out in the ring tonight.
Yeah, and you know, perhaps it was the boulder who started it with those 2 cradle lift Samoa drops, and now Savea is opening up his can on the boulder. Bulldog on the outside. Face first on that mat out there. That is that thing is there mostly for cosmetics. Not a lot of padding. Ooh, and Goldenberg getting involved, helping his teammate out on the outside here.
And as a reminder to everyone, there are no countouts in SWA tag matches. So these guys can fight out here for a while if they want to.
DDT from Goldenberg, though, and I think the boulder's busted open. Goldenberg's back up on the apron now. Ref was content to allow that.
Yeah, you know, he's been a little loose with the rules here tonight. We've seen some offense from the non-legal man. Another bulldog on the boulder, rather, right on that open wound.
Yeah, they are focusing on the head of the boulder right now.
Really taking him to task and just wailing on his head with those hammer fists, trying to make that wound into a very large gash on his face.
The boulder ducks underneath there, though. Trying to get something going, big uppercut. He's going to send Savea back into the ring. Oh, slams him on the apron.
And that's quite painful as well. That's the hardest part of the ring, they say.
Oh, and I thought the boulder might go get a tag in. He's going to now, I believe.
Speaking of,
Savea trying to get to Goldenberg. I'm not sure he knows where he is now.
Yeah, he seems to have lost his bearings a bit. He was right there. That's very unfortunate for Savea. Now he's going to have to suffer some pain.
And Goldenberg wanted the tag, too. We saw him react disappointed that he wasn't made.
Yeah, he seemed frustrated.
Now it's made. Savea has him up in the corner, and a big shot from Goldenberg to the ribs of Calvin Abueva. And Goldenberg up in the tombstone right into it. Welcome back to the match, Benjamin Goldenberg going for the cover. Kicked out at 2 as Savea and Boulder go at it on the other side.
Man, this one is turning into a brawl, and things are getting a little out of control here. Oh, drop toe hold, hangs him over the top rope. Down to the second rope as Goldenberg really squeezing him against the rope there.
Ooh, knees to the back there. And the boulder going after Savea on the outside here a little bit. As Abueva goes for the cover, 1, 2, and 3, the Beast puts away Benjamin Goldenberg. While the boulder lays into Savea on the outside.
That one really devolved into a grudge match, I gotta say.
Tough loss for the Fallen Gods, who were really saved numerous times there by Savea. Benjamin Goldenberg ends up taking the pin, courtesy of the Beast. Great showing from the Boulder and the Beast, though. They moved to 2-1, back above 500. Fallen Gods drops to 500 at 1-1.
Yeah, and I think really, despite neither of them being involved in the actual finish, I think the story of that match is SWA versus the Boulder, as we see former tag partners, get really violent with each other, starting with that reverse suplex to the outside and continuing from there through most of the match.
Yeah, hell of a showing from both of them. Really going at it. Made it feel like a high-stakes singles match within that tag team match there.
Yeah, and we're gonna have to see if there's more story to be told there, as these two clearly have some bad blood between them.
Next up, we've got a singles match between Striker and Kiho Sankari and the former world champion Warren Windham. Sankari is 6-6, sits at 14th in the power rankings. Warren Windham at 10-3, sits at 4th in the power rankings.
Wyndham, been a particularly strong competitor throughout his entire tenure in the SWA. Obviously, our first champion, winning the inaugural tournament, defending that title for a while, eventually dropping it to Domingo Cervantes. But since then, has continued his run and been very, very good. Making claim as one of the best guys we have here. You mentioned he's top 5 in the power rankings. A real threat anytime he's in the ring.
Yeah, and Wyndham is probably still kicking himself from night 1 of 2-night stand. He had a shot at Tomio Yamaguchi in a title match, came up short, and a tough go of it for him there. He came back. Last time we saw him, episode 21, he took down Captain Tiger Marsh in a singles match in our main event on that episode. And, for Wyndham, he's hung around the top since his run as champion, but just hasn't been able to reclaim that belt along the way. He and Painwrecker teamed up to go after the tag titles at Countdown as a member of Warpath, and they also came up short there. So, Wyndham's chances at some gold since his run as champion, he's come up short. He's going to have to prove that he's really deserving of another chance. That's kind of a theme we've seen from some of the people at the top of our power rankings. Triple G has dropped a couple of opportunities. Warren Windham has dropped an opportunity on both sets of belts, and we're going to have to see what they can do to prove that they deserve another shot at current champion Tomio Yamaguchi, who has looked unstoppable in his reign as champion.
He has indeed, and you mentioned, Wyndham looking to assert that he is deserving of another chance. Great way to do that is to go through a guy like Tomio Yamaguchi here tonight, who is a strong competitor in his own right.
Yeah, the only way to get to Yamaguchi is through competitors like Sankari, through the rest of the card, and Wyndham has done pretty good at that in his career. Just hasn't come up at the top of the card since he lost the title.
And, Wyndham going off the ropes there, I was thinking maybe he was going to go for that signature splash, but instead goes for an elbow drop, and now a deadlift power bomb. The strength on display by Warren Windham.
Yeah, the super heavyweight using the strength there, but a nice counter by Sankari to get to his feet. A strong and gifted striker is Kiho Sankari.
He is indeed, and those strikes come quick, and they come in a fury, and you got to be ready because you never know. He's very unpredictable. Wyndham tosses Sankari to one side and then exits the ring on a different side himself. I'm wondering what he's thinking here. Is he going to hide from him or just want to get a little running start?
Now coming around, big headbutt levels Sankari.
Whoa. Just dropped him.
Rolled back inside his Wyndham and then kicked to the gut from Kiho.
Yeah, a real stiff kick there and a Hurricane Rana to follow it up. What's Sankari thinking here? He's got to keep the pace up, keep control of this match, not cede that control to Warren Windham, who will dominate it if you let him. Little back and forth here as they trade blows. Sankari maybe looking for a pin here.
Sure enough, rolls Windham over, gets a 1 count. I didn't think there was high hopes of that one being enough there.
Yeah, that felt like a shot in the dark, but not going to cut it. And Windham tosses him around here, just ragdolling him at this point.
Now taking up Sankari. Sheer drop right into a cover. We've seen it put others away, but Sankari's out. Shoulders up at 2.
Sankari, on top of being this really skilled striker and a very unpredictable wrestler, is also surprisingly tough. You know, he's a kind of guy who I think surprises even his best opponents. Is now he's looking for an armbar.
Armbar locked in. We've seen Windham drop matches via submission. He's working to get out of this one. Turns over and delivering some strikes to Sankari. Avoids the submission attempt there on the left arm. But a good
Smart
strategy
work
from Sankari. Big power bomb, though, from Windham.
Yeah, Windham is looking to end this quickly now, I think. Uh-oh. Looking at the feet on the ropes there.
Oh, 2 count for Windham.
Boy, and to press Windham off you like that, that's incredible strength by Sankari, I gotta say. Knees to the back, drops him to the mat. What's he thinking here? Work on the legs now.
Now Sankari looking for the cover. Another 1 count. You know, we really haven't seen Sankari combo the type of offense that I think you would need to get a pinfall on Windham here.
Yeah, he's really going to need to kind of go on a run, I guess, as it were. Really chain together a whole lot of strikes and a lot of impact very quickly. Because you cannot let Windham get control of this. He goes for a cutter there.
Cutter, no luck, though, and he's tossed over top by Warren Windham.
Yeah, overhead release, belly-to-belly suplex. You notice Windham didn't even have to jump. Got the pump handle.
Oh, and a Death Valley driver, and Windham crawls right into the pinfall. Is that enough to put away Sankari? Yes, it is. Death Valley driver for Windham ends the match. Big win for him, moves him to 11-3. Ties him up with Painwrecker there in that kind of 3rd, 4th slot on the power rankings. And drops Kiho Sankari under 500. For the first time in his career, he'll go to 6-7.
And not a bad loss for Sankari per se, but I think he'll be disappointed ultimately with his performance there because it felt like he had a chance. He kind of had control of the match and had a chance to put it away. They couldn't do it. Warren Windham comes out on top.
Once he got out of the sheer drop, it looked like he had a little bit of momentum, but just wasn't really able to string together the type of offense to put down someone like Windham. Stayed alive for a while, but didn't really inflict enough damage. Speaking of Windham's partnership with Painwrecker against the Quinn brothers at Countdown. Next up, we've got Painwrecker taking on Jamie Quinn. Now, before Countdown, we saw Painwrecker match up against Noah Quinn and get himself a singles victory. At Countdown, the match was won by the Quinn brothers to retain the title. Came via submission, Jamie Quinn getting the submission over Warren Windham. You know, that obviously the tag title's not on the line here tonight, singles match. But, you know, Painwrecker's taken down Noah Quinn recently. If he comes away with a victory against Jamie Quinn, might have an argument that, you know, Warpath had a better shot if he had been in the ring instead of Warren Windham.
Yeah, you know, it's an interesting idea. I think Painwrecker is one of those guys, like we talked about, who for a while went on a run and was unsung and really underappreciated, but has really established himself as a top-tier competitor in the SWA. And I think he's looking to prove that he really could have been the difference maker in that match. You know, like you said, he took out Noah Quinn before the pay-per-view, and it looked like it spelled certain doom. But it didn't ultimately, and I think now he's out to prove that he's the difference maker and hopefully get another chance at those tag titles.
Yeah, for Painwrecker, he's 11-3 in singles action. He's never had a title shot, but he lost the opportunity that he had at one. He was a division winner in the Golden Trial tournament, went through it undefeated along with Eric Draven. And it was the Crow, Eric Draven, who took down Painwrecker in the final of that tournament. Draven, of course, came up short against Yamaguchi. Painwrecker would love to get another opportunity like that one after letting that one slip through his grasp. Still looking for his first title shot is Painwrecker on the singles side of things, and has to be pretty disappointed to come away empty-handed after that open challenge.
And, you know, another rare singles appearance here tonight from one of the Quinn brothers. We got 2 on one card.
Yeah, it didn't go well for Matthew Quinn earlier. Jamie Quinn 3-3 in singles. He's actually ranked 20th in our power rankings for singles competitors. He's here with his brother Noah, the tag champs together. With Matthew dropping to 500 in singles action, Jamie Quinn sitting at 500 in singles action after his last match was a loss. Noah Quinn sits at 1-2, under 500, and Corey Quinn at 6-7, under 500 after his last match. There's a possibility here that Jamie Quinn drops under 500 as well, leaving only Matthew at 500 or better. None of them with winning records right now in the single side of things. Of course, the Quinn brothers are 9-0 in a tag action, and what we're kind of calling the Quinn Bros, Corey and Matthew, are 3-1 in tag action.
Yeah, you know, I think there's a reason these guys primarily focus on tag competition. It's just their bread and butter, and we've seen that with their records, respectively, in tag and singles competition. But ultimately tonight we got a singles match, and it's supposed to be 1v1. We'll see if Noah gets involved at all, but this is you know, a bit of a grudge match here. Excited to see what comes of it.
Yeah, Jamie Quinn defended that belt with the submission over Windham, costing Warpath, you know, a chance at the tag titles. Painwrecker, you know, as I mentioned, if he gets a win tonight over Jamie Quinn, he would have singles wins over both of the brothers. It's obviously not going to give him a tag title, but he would feel pretty good about himself, and perhaps pretty good about him doing all that he could in that tag match, and just wasn't in the cards for him that night with Windham tapping out. Nice little waist lock takedown for Jamie Quinn. Now side headlock down on the mat. Looks like Painwrecker working back to his feet and catches a knee from Jamie Quinn.
Goes for a chop and nobody home.
The float over neck breaker there for Quinn. Trying to lay in some offense, but a back body drop from Painwrecker gets him back on his feet. Back and forth early in this one. Now Float over neck breaker from Painwrecker, returning the favor.
Yeah, a little return fire there. Probably a deliberate choice, too. And a big arm drag. Kind of a monkey flip there as well. Painwrecker looking fired up and ready to do some damage. Instead, he stares at Jamie Quinn and gets socked in the mouth.
That exchange didn't work out for Painwrecker. And Jamie Quinn with the DDT. Trying to twist up the left arm there. Painwrecker kicks out of it, but then catches a DDT once more. Oh, and Jamie Quinn stretching out Painwrecker here.
Oh, my. Oh, that looks so painful.
Painwrecker, you see him favoring the back there and catches a big punch from Jamie Quinn.
Man. Jamie Quinn putting that submission artistry to work. Drops him outside. Let's see what Noah's thinking here, if he's going to play it clean or if he's going to get involved. Staying out of the way so far. Oh, and a face full of apron. Jamie Quinn really has Painwrecker scouted here. I got to say, it's impressive stuff. And it honestly makes me wonder if Painwrecker's whole assertion about being able to be the difference maker would have been true had the roles been switched in the ring.
Yes, so far it's been all Jamie Quinn. Ref takes the scenic route for this one, gets a 1 count. Drives the point of the elbow into the top of the head there.
Quinn really getting some momentum going his way here, I gotta say.
Another DDT.
Gonna stretch him again.
Again, just contorting the body of Painwrecker, who's able to pull out of it. You know, Painwrecker is one of the best in the business at defending against those submissions. We've seen him be the only person to get out of DDT's ankle lock.
And that was a big moment, too. You know, up till that point, no one had done it. He successfully did it. And it was a real indicator, I think. That was kind of the moment people learned to take Painwrecker seriously. But here tonight, Jamie Quinn does not seem like he's taking him too seriously. Instead,
Quinn is laying in a lot of offense. The submission game, perhaps not, but he's done some damage to the left knee here of Painwrecker.
And he did have a couple of sort of full body submissions earlier, putting a lot of torque, especially on the lower back, which is smart because it makes it painful even to stand, you know, to move, anything like that. It's hard to do anything without using your core.
From Quinn. I think he busted open Painwrecker on that second one.
Yeah, it looked like he may have. I think I see some blood on his face there. And Jamie Quinn really making a meal of this one. Taking his time, picking his spots. Uh-oh. Again.
Just contorting Painwrecker, but he's out of it quickly once more. But you can see the damage it's starting to have. I've seen him favor his back and his left knee. How much more can his body take?
And he catches him with a knee there as well. Jamie Quinn maybe looking to end this soon. I don't know. Painwrecker looking worse for wear at the moment.
Quinn is retreated to the corner, setting up a big spear all the way across the ring.
And he got a long running start on that one, and that might be it.
Cover 2 count. Painwrecker kicks out. Jamie can't believe it.
Only a 2 count. Painwrecker stays resilient, stays hungry. But he's got to get some offense going here if he wants to have any chance of surviving. Nice float over DDT.
Getting a little momentum behind it. Now looking for the cover. Gets a 2 count there for Painwrecker. A little closer than I expected. Now as he awaits Jamie Quinn getting to his feet. Taking him up, and a
high.
brain buster from Painwrecker. Dumped
Up
him
high
on his
and-
head.
Up high and down hard, right on the dome, but it's not enough to keep Jamie Quinn down.
Quinn is out, and this match continues. Back and forth there. Painwrecker finally gets one to connect. Real back and forth match now. We've seen kind of the longest stretch of being in control go to Jamie Quinn, but Painwrecker has finally gotten in some offense as well. Both sides refusing to tap or be pinned so far.
Painwrecker there can't decide what to do, decides to just go for the old stiff right.
Punch to the back of the head. Oh, what a right hand.
Well, he got a lot of momentum on that, didn't he?
Over the top and just laid it in and busted Jamie Quinn open. We've got blood from both competitors now. Oh, Quinn slips out of that one. Nice counter. Solid reversal from Jamie Quinn.
And now he's thinking something else. What's he got in mind here? Uh-oh.
Looking for the figure four.
This could be it for Painwrecker right here. This
Going
is
back to the
devastating. He's been
knee
working on
that
that knee.
Painwrecker favored,
There it
and
is.
sure enough, Painwrecker has tapped out. Jamie Quinn gets a submission victory, finally going back to that damaged left knee to tap out Painwrecker.
Painwrecker offering his hand here, offering some respect. He wanted to prove that he could have made the difference, and he's acknowledging, I would not have been able to do it against you.
Good showing from Jamie Quinn, kind of in a non-tag match, defending the honor of the Quinn brothers here. Getting a nice win over Painwrecker. That's only the fourth time that Painwrecker has been beaten. So a big win for Painwrecker, and that's going to help out Warren Windham in terms of the power rankings with his win earlier. Our main event, though, coming up next, it's a ladder match between Casey Starr and Al Sebastian. And the stipulation on this one is the naming rights of the name Al Sebastian.
Yeah, can you walk us through here? Can you walk us through this here? There's been a lot going on, a lot of videos made back and forth. It would be helpful to have just sort of a refresher, a catch-up on what is going on here fighting over someone's name.
Yeah, these two have been at it. Starr has came over from Japan, where he was wrestling as a champion over there, with the sole purpose of taking down Al Sebastian. Seems hell-bent that Sebastian is sort of living a fake life, a fake persona, perhaps. And we saw these two face off at Countdown, and Al Sebastian unceremoniously into that match via DQ with a low blow on Casey Starr, who was none too pleased about the damage done there. Well, now they've determined to settle the score here. Casey Starr wants the rights to the name Al Sebastian. He claims that the name Al Sebastian is dangerous, all caps, and wants to strip Al Sebastian of that. And we'll see what happens here tonight between these two.
And have we gotten any further clarity on what that means? Why is it dangerous?
The rumors is that these two work together, and if you take Sebastian's side of it, He claims to have been a little bit of an inspiration for Star, a mentor, if you will. And, you know, Star's returning the favor here, trying to snap Sebastian out of this persona that's really taken him away from what made him who he was. You know, what that means, what that entails, I'm unsure of. But Big Al defending the right to his name. Strong confidence, willing to be putting that on the line. I'm not sure what would happen if he loses this match.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. That's why I'm asking. It's a curious thing, but Sebastian agreed to it. He seems confident in his ability to defeat Casey Starr. And these two have got a real blood feud going on. It should be very interesting to see what comes of it here tonight.
Oh, starting out with a bulldog from Al Sebastian. Definitely some bad blood between these two. Sebastian resorting to the low blow in their last matchup, really taking away the chance at finishing off this sort of feud that they'd been having. We saw when Starr made his debut, if you will, he came out a couple of times just to attack Al Sebastian. And, Countdown was supposed to be the first time we saw him in action in SWA. As I mentioned, he was a champion in Japan. So a worthy competitor, but has had a sole focus on Sebastian, who just lays in a powerbomb on him.
Yeah, what a powerbomb there by Sebastian, who's really using that size advantage early on here.
Right now, it's been all Big Al going for those alligator rolls here.
And wrenching on the neck, slowing it down. Maybe trying to wear down Casey Starr, who's a bit smaller, a bit quicker. You know, they say those rings in Japan are a little bit harder, and you can really get a lot more sort of spring in your step, and you can run a lot harder, get a lot more momentum to your more momentum to your strikes. Speaking of momentum, as Sebastian spears Casey Starr off the apron, narrowly missing the tables. We got a ladder involved, folks.
And that's the name of the game here. Got to get that briefcase from its perch up above the ring. Nice takedown from Starr. That briefcase has the sort of contractual rights to the name of Al Sebastian within it. Oh,
a big takedown kind of on top of the ladder there.
Sebastian rolls to the outside. Starr takes the opportunity to grab the ladder and greets Al with it when he comes back in. Steel ladder to the head of Al Sebastian.
Yeah, that's going to be painful.
Starr has climbed up and has a hold of the briefcase. Sebastian
punching him in the butt here, trying to get him to shake free of that.
Trying to get Starr down from the ladder here.
Gets him to drop it. What's he thinking? Oh, and he just falls off the ladder. Takes a swing, but misses.
Now a big
that
punch
one
from
connecting.
Al takes Starr to the outside. Al's going up. Is he going to keep his name?
Oh, man. It's a long, long distance to cover for Casey Starr. He's going to need to get up and quick.
Starr is having trouble getting to his feet after being taken all the way to the outside. Big Al working on that briefcase.
Casey Starr.
And Al Sebastian gets it free. No luck for Casey Starr. Al Sebastian retains his name. Strong showing for Big Al. Handles his business here tonight.
And it'll be interesting to see what comes of that, what the aftermath is. These two have been going back and forth, and like I said, we don't have a lot of clarity on what exactly is so dangerous about this name. Maybe now we'll get some more information from Casey Starr in the aftermath of this match.
Well, it's the sole belonging of Big Al here, so we'll see, I suppose, what he does with it as we move forward. But a nice full card tonight. We appreciate all of you coming out and joining us. We saw big wins from El Puma. Sangres in contention for perhaps the quickest match in SWA history. We need the folks to take a look at that one. New Era took down Bobby Plaster, but Plaster looked pretty good in that 1-on-2, I gotta say. The Beast in the Boulder took down the Fallen Gods. Warren Wyndham went over Kyo Sankari. Jamie Quinn defended himself against Painwrecker, and Al Sebastian gets the rights to his own name. We'll see you next week for episode 25, where we'll have some further great action as we lead and march towards our next pay-per-view in a few weeks' time. We'll see you next time.